Well, it's been 3 long years or more since I left Brummagem, and when I came back home again to good old Brummagem, to St Andrew's ground I had to go, but the blessed city had altered so that it filled my heart with grief and woe as I made my way through Brummagem. The market hall has come and gone in good old Brummagem, and Nelson's had to move along in dear old Brummagem. It seems as if the future will blows down the station on Snow Hill, and the bull rings now become Schweppesville. They've changed the face of Brummagem. Blues were in Division 1 when I left Brummagem, but I come back and down they've gone in dear old Brummagem. But now they've found a millionaire who has a little cash to spare, so Aston Villa had better beware, they're coming up fast up Brummagem.
But in with us tonight, great to see yet another big name in the studio, the one and only Mr. Robert Hopkins! There you go, Robert, you've officially had the clap off the team, everybody gets
I'll
it.
stop singing now, you're okay.
Okay, well, we usually judge our guests by the stuff that Chris has put out there. We've got mixed nuts and raisins today, some salted peanuts, and we've got some look like hobnobs, but they ain't got chocolate on, so you're not, you know what I mean.
That's better than I get when I get home.
Okay, Robert Hopkins, welcome to the studio.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Tell us about the young Rob Hopkins, what we don't know, the bits we don't know. What about your early life around these parts, growing up, and schools and things?
Where shall I start?
At the
school.
beginning. Great place to start.
I was born in Smallheath, Medina Road,
Yep.
opposite Asda now, less than a mile to the Blues ground. Moved to Hall Green when I was about 6 or 7, Lakey Lane, and I went to Pitmaston School. Obviously 4 brothers, 3 sisters, all mad Blues fans. My dad took us down the games. Or sometimes you get a rogue supporter,
yes, absolutely,
like Black Sheep of the family, but we still haven't got that name. My brothers, sisters, they all
That's
support.
a familiar sound.
They're all married to Blues or
Yeah.
boyfriends, girlfriends. So Pitmaston, left school at 14, or I think I was chucked out of school at 14, one or the other. But the maddest thing is, I had trials for Blues, Villa, Coventry. I had trials for everyone.
Right.
And I ended up signing for the Villa.
I know, and
Which,
How did that feel?
Where do we go from there?
the biggest question I've got with that one is you're blue nose through and through.
At the time I was, I went to every
And
Blues
the
game.
Villa sign you up. Is that your first professional contract?
Well, it was an apprentice.
An apprentice,
As an apprentice,
right?
yeah.
And you are looking at me straight in the eye now. You had to sit in that changing room and put that shirt on.
Yeah, but tell them what you had underneath it, Rob.
Now, before that, I wasn't expelled, but I was chucked out of school.
Right.
I had to leave early.
Has to
14,
leave.
so, yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
I wasn't expelled, but so Blues and that, because a lot of teams didn't want to know me because I wasn't the best behaved person in the world.
Right.
So Villa said, "Come to us, we'll have you." And
Yeah.
to be honest, that was brilliant. They used to give you tracksuits, looked after you, give you expenses, And I asked my dad for advice. He said, "Sod off, son."
Quality advice from a quality pop. That's what I say.
But in the end, it made sense. Just to, I was playing football, and then, as you say, I played for Villa. Went in the change room. I always had something blue and white on me.
Did all
always.
the other team members know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're 14, they don't care.
Right.
Because
okay.
you're a kid. I had my Blues bag. Scarves, whatever.
And how many times did you actually play for the Villa?
I played 3 times.
3 times.
1 full appearance and 2 substitutes.
Okay. No, what about that day when you made your full appearance and you're having to pull that shirt on?
Well,
I was just thinking about this afternoon at home. I was thinking I actually couldn't put a Villa shirt on. I couldn't do it.
Well, I was playing for the reserves for years. you got to remember, at 14 I was playing,
Yeah.
but I always had something Blues. I made sure, my dad said, make sure you always wear something blue.
Right, sounds like a quality bloke.
But, and I was playing for Villa reserves, who used to kick off at 2 o'clock.
Right.
So we played a game, so I always got to the second half of the Blues anyway. So we'd finish early, so I'd get changed quick and watch the second half of the Blues. But anyway, I was only my first debut was 17. It was before Villa won the European Cup in 1978. I nearly said we then. They played Norwich. I nearly said we then. Played Norwich, and they Ron Saunders said, Ron Saunders' man, he said, you sub tonight. There was only one sub, I think, in them days.
Probably was, yeah. I
There
think there was one sub in them days, yeah.
So,
You were there then as well, Gav.
I spoke to my dad, I spoke to people, and so I couldn't take a blues bag. I couldn't, because I'm in the foot, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I did, I got there and got changed, and I had this little World Ball bag, you know, the blues bag.
Yeah, absolutely.
But a really small one. So I put the shirt on, so I put this badge underneath. So I came on, we played Norwich. I came on a substitute. Last minute, this is in the World Book of Records. One touch, scored.
Really?
Yeah, I scored for Villa. So
Right. How did that feel? Did you celebrate it?
well, what it was the last minute, so it didn't feel like
Everybody was going anyway.
It was 1-0. Villa were winning 1-0. So I scored this goal, and it was 2-0, and then it was my only touch, and then the full-time whistle went.
Right.
So what I did, I went like that, kissed. It looked like the shirt, but I've kissed my blues badge, haven't I? So in those days, there wasn't Twitter and none of that. So all Villa fans,
Probably
there was a
good job,
rumour I was a
actually.
blues fan. But all Villa fans thought, he must be a Villa fan, he's kissed his shirt. But I've got this blues badge, haven't I? And I've kissed it.
Right.
So it got round. The pressure took off me a bit, because everybody was saying, he must be a Villa fan, he's kissed his shirt. But I was kissing my badge. Little did they know. And like that made it really good, you know, and that made it acceptable. I've just kissed my blues badge, scored and whatever. So, you know.
And then your other games, Rob, you...
Well, I was subbed the week after against Stoke.
and then Notts County. Tell us about
That was a bit... That was a while after Notts County. So I was subbed the week after against Stoke, and Villa lost 2-0, which was a shame, you know. I came on the last 10 minutes. But I can't remember. I played against Notts County. I can't remember how long afterwards it was.
Yeah.
It was a while afterwards. So it was after Ron Saunders. Tony Barton took charge. I think it was a year after they won the league, and played this Notts County game. And I'm actually starting my first game. So you know, I've played the game, got my blues badge on as usual. You know, Villa were losing 4-0. So like,
Hoppy was hopping.
But what happened? You've been to Notts County in the old days. There's the away fans used to go in the corner.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So Villa 4-0 down. So I'm taking the corner. It's the first corner we had, I think, all the game. So went over to take the corner, but there must have been a tussle or something before, and my blues badge had come out.
Right.
It had kind of, you know,
Exposed itself somewhere.
They had these V-shirt. I used to put it in to hide it, but it had come out like, so you could see it easy. So I went over to take this corner, and I heard some Villa fans, he's got a blues badge on. and everybody's, and there was nearly a riot. They were trying to get at me.
That was the end of your career there, was it?
The corner, it was the last minute. I don't know what happened to the corner, but like we was off.
Yeah.
And like after there was punch ups in the corner, all of us had to try to get onto the pitch and all this. But the old badge. But needless to say, that was my one and only full game for them.
Right.
But the badge went.
So you got yourself into the record books and then managed to lose 4-0 the next time round.
It was a while. I can't remember that. I can't
That's
remember
what I
the
call
record age,
That's what I call
But
it.
that's in the record books. That goal.
Brilliant. Yeah, really.
Yeah, it's against Norwich. Kevin Keelan was in goal. Yeah.
He was a decent
There's one time I was only on the pitch 30 seconds, scored, and that was it.
London?
So it can't be beat, really, you know. So. But it was good because I kissed the badge and all.
Yeah.
He can't be a blues man. He's kissing the badge.
Well, they found out a few years after that what he was itching was his Birmingham City badge. Lima.
So in the deal that saw you come to Blues, then Curbs went the opposite way.
Yeah, I mean,
And good friends.
Curbs is all right. Yeah. I like to think Blues got the best deal.
I think they definitely did.
I like to think so. Curbs is a good player, wasn't he?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
I don't know how many games he played for Villa or whatever, but he was a good player. He did well for the Blues, didn't he?
Yeah.
To be honest.
Because it's not that often that you see the divide.
Well,
you know, the players crossing the divide.
Derbyshire was the last one.
Was it?
There was a lot of the times when Ron Saunders moved over, there was a lot.
We've had a number from
a hell
Villa.
of a lot, yeah. It was the Ron Saunders thing. He took over.
When Tony Reese come as well, didn't
He had Des Bremner went over.
Yeah.
Dave Geddes.
Yeah.
There was quite a few. Tony Morley.
Yeah. No,
but they didn't care about it. They were driller people.
Yeah.
So, as a kid then, being taken to blues, where would you stand or sit?
Well, my first game was 1966, and my dad in the Cop, as usual. And, you know, people say it's not true that they carried you down, but
Oh, they did.
I was actually carried.
They did.
The top corner in the Tilton, I was actually carried all the way down.
Yeah.
And it's a thing that you never forget, you know.
Just pretty scary.
It was a night game, and you see all the smoke coming, all the flat caps in them days. But in them days, I sat. You remember you could sit by the side?
Yes.
There was a bit of gravel.
Yeah.
There was the pitch, the grass.
Yes.
And then there was about that much
a little
gravel.
fence.
Whereabouts was this? Whereabouts was this?
Where the team men used
The
to walk
Cup
round.
side.
In the Cup.
Yeah.
Cup side, yeah.
And you get the two men selling programmes and all that.
Yeah, yeah.
But
With the white
all
coat on.
You used to be able to sit on that gravel. That's where I used to sit when we
All
dad
the
was
kids used to do that.
Yes,
didn't they?
yeah, very much so,
Down
yeah.
there.
Great it was.
Okay, so you then get signed up for blues. Now you've got a real shirt on, a proper shirt, one that you'd want to wear. Sitting in the dressing room, what was your first game?
Notts County again.
Okay.
Amazing. Notts County.
Was that home or away?
At home.
At
But
home.
I couldn't. But it wouldn't sink in there outside for blues. You know.
Right.
I was phoning people.
You see,
It was
all-
like a dream.
Yeah, all your
It was
life
amazing.
you've been
It was.
looking up to
Yeah,
your
it was
cult
amazing.
heroes and this, that and the other. All of a sudden you are one.
And you're reading it
You
on the back
become
of the
one.
Evening Mail.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
That must be a scary thing for the first
I was a nervous wreck.
Yeah?
I've never been. That was the most scariest day. Walking out the blue. I got 120 tickets, I think. Not to count. There was only 150 there.
Watch me score within a minute.
But that was a good crowd. But it was Notts County. I always remember it, and I always remember my first touch. It was a header, bounced up, headed it, and there was a big roar. And the Blues fans were on my side straight away.
Straight away,
Unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Because I knew.
The passion.
I like to think I'm a one-off,
Hmm.
you know, because I used to go to every single game. And this header, and there was a massive roar. And straight from then I felt great. And Blakey was there anyway after,
Right.
because, you know.
Felt at home.
So I mean, to be fair, I remember Hoppy when he come to say Curb's decent player,
Yeah.
and this young boy that come with a bit of a reputation, and we knew that he was a Blues fan, and as I say, it was like it wasn't long until we took Hoppy to our hearts because we knew that he was one of us, and you know, if you could play any game that's ever been played in the history of football, what game would you play?
I'd play that game again, my first Blues game.
Yeah.
It was
Should-
amazing.
So,
You could never put that into words.
That was
As a
some feeling, you know.
Yeah.
At that time, they used to come out at the halfway line, hadn't they?
Oh, you used to have to walk past
Yeah.
a D club and everybody's having a drink and all
Yeah.
my mates are in going, oh,
and I promise you,
yeah,
not, yeah.
passing the beer over. Oh,
In that dirt club, all up his life. I tell you what, they prop the bar up every weekend.
I'd have that game. You know, I'll never forget that first touch.
Then
I'll
yeah,
never
that's
forget
it.
that.
Walking out that tunnel and
Nobody will ever
seeing
take
the
that off,
sunlight
mate.
and just
Nobody will
hearing
ever take that off, mate.
hearing that noise.
But again, that, you know, out of all the players that's ever played for Birmingham, Hoppy has got to be the most passionate footballer that we've ever had.
Well, I
One
was
of
a-
us that's wore our shirt.
You know, people say they're supporters. I mean, I
Yeah.
was at Hillsbury in 1972. You know, 2-all.
75.
Yeah,
72 Leeds.
3-0 we lost Leeds.
Yeah,
We
72
played in the red
Hillsborough.
and white, didn't
Yeah.
we? I was there at Hillsbury. I was there at Main Road. First time I ever seen my dad cry. That was.
Tuesday night, yeah.
Really.
Yeah, so you know, I'm proper. Everybody
Proper.
knows I'm proper. I'm not. You know, Mickey Mouse
Where's
plastic.
your badge inside your shirt today?
Not today. No. I got a tattoo. Blues
Have you?
tattoo.
Let's have a look.
Have you not?
It's Birmingham, England. I've got.
All right.
So
That's on the chest. He's not going to get his nips out. He's not going to get his nips out in the studio. He's not going to do it. He's
So-
shy.
it's good radio, this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have a look at this tattoo.
We normally got a camera on the
the,
go, but not today. Needless to say, you played with some characters during that time.
Oh, absolutely brilliant. The people, as I say, I'm proper Blues, but when Ron Saunders done the early '80s team,
Yeah.
they was turned into Blues fans. They
Yeah.
loved the club, the supporters, and the team, the camaraderie. You know, Ron Saunders used to say, "I want a team who I can be in the trenches with."
Yeah.
You know, in Iraq or whatever, and he got one.
Mm.
We wasn't the best playing team in the world, but nobody without muscles. We was brilliant. And after a game, all 11 would be out in the pub, not one or two, all 11, and nobody was allowed to go home until next day.
And I tell you what, seriously,
It was proper.
I can vouch for that because I used to work at Faces at the time.
Yeah.
And I often, You know, I used to work in the D Club and serve Hoppy to his
Oh,
first
right,
pint.
right.
And then at the end of the night, there's Hoppy over the bar and I'm putting the shutters up, and all the players used to be up there. There were a team on the pitch and there were a team off the pitch, and I think that's what Ron Saunders gave you, didn't he?
And I don't care what you say, that was I wouldn't say the hardest, probably it's probably wrong, but it's the hardest squad of players that you'll ever get. Mick Arthur went to Wimbledon.
I mean, how hard was Mick Arthur?
He called them Pussycats compared to the Blues. So
I mean, in that team we'd got Blakey,
Tony
Coton, Howard Gale, yourself,
Pat Vandenhall.
Oh, I mean, he was a psycho, wasn't he, Pat?
That was his name, Psycho.
Yeah, Psycho Pat.
All right, we've got some questions coming then. First one, please, GA.
Well, we've got a grand total of 1 at the moment, but Blue Hobber says, who does Hoppy class as the best player he's played alongside and against?
It's always difficult though. You could say players, but I like to say best forward or best defender or best. But as you say, Mick Arthur, easily Mick. He was a great player, but he was the hardest player as well. And the best defender, Mark Dennis, easily. Mark was brilliant. And the goalkeeper was difficult because I played with Tony Coton and Dave Seaman.
Right.
But Dave Seaman let in the goal against Altrincham.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to talk about
I'm coming to that one in a minute.
In 1986.
About 1 o'clock in the morning, I said, "You'll never make it, you, Dave. It's your fault."
I mean, that was a...
How old would he have been then?
He not long come from Peterborough, hadn't he?
Is it Peterborough?
Yeah.
Or was it Leeds?
No, I thought he'd come from Peterborough. Did he go Leeds, Peterborough, Brummagem?
Yeah, I can't remember. Going.
Yeah, so he had something to do with Leeds.
I'm a researcher. I can't do things by memory.
I think he's a
But
Leeds
Tony
boy,
Coton and
innit?
Dave Seaman, I'm picking Tony Coton because he didn't embarrass me.
Oh, exactly. Mind you, I mean, Tony Coton, what a goalkeeper he was. I'd say Coton.
Brilliant.
If I was to name my
We've had
all-time
some
Blues, I would say
cracking
Coton.
goalkeepers over the years, without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean, Jeff Whelans was a great
Jeff
goalkeeper
Willing,
as
Jim
well.
Blythe was there when I
Yeah.
started. Jim Blythe, yeah, was a good keeper. Yeah.
Well, Jeff was in goal for Altrincham that night.
Well,
when
we'll
they
come to
done
that. We'll come to that
yeah,
goal. Come to that goal now, then. That Altrincham goal. That must have
Oh, well, I
just
scored
taken
our
you to
goal.
pieces.
It was-
You've scored
it
the
was-
goal
both.
for us, yeah.
Yeah, so but it was just one of those things that I kind of took it and I just kind of in those days you could pass it back.
Yeah.
And that, Dave Seaman, I think it was he just slipped, didn't he? Bloody idiot. He wants to put on the right boots. But it was the most embarrassing night of my life. I did go to some pub and didn't come out because it was actually on the front page of the Evening Mail, and
Oh,
not the
it was a
back.
nightmare.
It was on the front page. So,
And
but that is why I love Blues fans.
Yeah.
I played the next game. Anybody else would be dead scared. Or
Yeah.
But they were brilliant to me. Give me a round of applause and everything. That was brilliant. Just say, they should have slaughtered Dave Seaman a bit more.
well, I mean, what was it? It was a third round. It was a replay, wasn't it? Because it was a night game.
It wasn't a replay. We hadn't played them before.
Was it a Saturday? Was it late?
No, it was a night game, but it wasn't a replay.
And it got cancelled
I
then.
definitely
the first
hadn't.
one, yeah.
We hadn't played at Altrincham, definitely.
Yeah.
So, but the strangest thing is, a couple of years ago, I had a letter off Altrincham Supporters Club inviting me to their 25th anniversary of beating them.
Of the goal.
Yeah.
Nice one.
They
Did you
invited
go?
me to, no, I did not. No. I don't think they did have one. I think they was taking a mickey.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right.
I don't think they actually had a do. But
Yeah.
they sent me this invitation, which was fair play. It was quite funny.
But that was a mad. I mean, there was what was it, about 6,000 as well then that night, wasn't there? The gate was really low, and to be honest, all the Altrincham players they all come in the D Club.
I've
I
got
don't
a
remember
very
you
nice
lot coming in the D Club that night, but I remember Jeff Whelans and the rest of them. And to be fair, I had to serve them. It was probably, I would say probably that was Birmingham's darkest hour.
One of them.
Wasn't it? To get beat to Altrincham
Well,
in
we
a
was.
cup game.
Equivalent to a Premier League team. We was first division.
But even so, like in them days, as Rob says, we were a first division team.
It happens
was
almost
Altrincham.
every year, though, doesn't it? You get one.
Yeah, but not particularly like that. The Deaf Now was sounding at
Saying that,
Birmingham in
didn't
them days.
Kidderminster beat us a couple of years later?
Kidderminster.
They did, but I think we
That
were in a
was-
better position, to be fair.
That was one of my.
Well, that was 1993. I mean, Sullivan and Gold had just fought the Blues, and we were on the up. Whereas the Altrincham game, we were definitely on a slide down. I mean, we got relegated that season, Rob, didn't we?
Yeah.
Last
I
game
don't
of the
think
season,
we
Arsenal.
won another game after that.
No, I don't think we did.
It just destroyed us.
Oh, it was awful. Then were deep, dark days
Tell me about 'em.
for Birmingham City.
I remember turning up to them.
Oh, yeah. No.
doing the safari in the car park by the in between the GM and the cop. There used to be some parking up there. You'd be lucky to get in. The potholes that was up there.
Oh. Dark days.
We ain't there anymore though.
No, but you know, I mean, he was.
We ain't far off, but we're there.
No, I mean, things are bad and things are tight and all the rest of it now. But I think in them days it was awful. Them were the days of Ken Weldon, I think, had took over the club at that time.
Well, look at the state of the stadium then as well. Though.
Oh God, it was desperate. It was desolate. You know, it was awful. You know, with all the bits and pieces and all the, you know, the bad things and that Sullivan and Gold, they did do an awful lot of good for Birmingham City. You know, through the Football Foundation, they built 3 parts of the football ground, and they did resurrect it. Okay, it's not, you know, at the minute going as we'd like to with the Chinese, but you know. Who knows what's around the corner at Birmingham City?
I'll come to them in a minute. I might have
don't get me started. Oh, don't get me started. That's rubbish.
Might have a snippet.
I don't believe anything.
Might have a snippet for you again.
Just
watch his face.
Yeah.
So then managers changed. John Bond came in.
Was it John Bond? Wasn't that when I left and come back?
Just as you were leaving, I believe, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, he sold me, didn't he? Yeah. Well, it's John Bond turned up.
Yeah.
He turned up in a Jaguar and a big cigar, didn't he? I remember that now. Yeah.
Basildon.
Yeah, he just wasn't right for the Blues, was
Mind
he?
you, he signed you for Shrewsbury as well a few years later, didn't he?
130,000 he sold you for, didn't he?
165.
165.
To where did I go?
You went Man City.
Man City.
And then you went.
Yeah, I went to Man City. Yeah.
West Brom, didn't you?
Man City. Yeah.
Not long after.
Man City were broke at the time. They were struggling financially. Big start. Yeah.
So you come back to Blues at 89?
88.
88.
Well, I went to Man City. I went to West Brom after that, didn't I?
You scored because there was an infamous incident, one that we've talked about, and you know, with Birmingham City supporters going, Hoppy come and scored a goal against the Blues.
Oh, for the album?
Yeah, remember when you celebrated? But tell us the story of that, because it ain't as simple as that, is it, mate?
Well, it never is it?
No, it never is.
We played Blue. I don't know why. It was a Sunday morning, and I remember Roger Hansbury was in goal for the Blues.
Yeah.
But West Brom won. I think it's 4-0. And I actually scored 2.
Yeah.
And I didn't celebrate the first one, but the second one I celebrated because nobody knows. All during the game, I was taking corners for West Brom in this corner, and there was this bloke. He's about 18, and he kept on spitting at me and throwing things at me and bottles, and I don't know what I've done to him.
Yeah.
And he actually spat right on me. Remember, the fencing was still there.
Yeah.
And he spat right in my face, and actually, just as he's done it, I actually scored this goal. So I celebrated, but I celebrated to him, to this one bloke. So afterwards, he got round, Hoppy can't be that much of a Blues fan, he celebrated. But it wasn't celebrating the goal, it was this bloke who I'd love to have gone over the fence
and smashed
and give him a smack. But he got round afterwards, he can't be that much of a Blues fan, he's celebrating. But it was nothing to do with, you know, Blues. It was just this one bloke, which I'd love to see him again, but you know. But as you say,
he probably wouldn't know.
That's got round. That's got round. You know, they were celebrating, but I didn't. I'm just this one bloke. I was trying to get hold of him.
So on your second return to Blues, then we made the famous journey down to Wembley, and of course, Mr. Lou McCarry didn't play, did he?
At the time, the club was in the right state as well. To be honest, it's just, you know. Well, the second time, Gary Pendry signed me back.
Right.
Him and Bomber Brown. He signed me deadline day from the Albion. So I went back. I thought, I'll go back to the Blues. I'm the only person that went back for less money. A lot less money because it was the Blues. I had 2 years on my contract at the Albion. I thought, you know, I'll go back where I'm supposed to be. But the saying's right, never go back.
Yeah.
It was, you know, the club. The first day I went back, we was training on the car park. And we had to put coats down as goals, and I'm thinking, what? I swear to God. And then it was 1 o'clock, and the factories had the dinner, and they come over and joined in the farther side. All the factory lads. I mean, we had one ball. It was complete chat. I thought, what's going on? And I think the first game, I think that was Shrewsbury. I think there was 6,000 there, or 7,000.
Yeah, it would have been about that in them days.
And I thought, what have I come back? What's happened to my club? You know?
Yeah.
But it got better gradually. As I say, did we get relegated? Gary Pendry left, and Bomber Brown was his number 2. I remember that. I think Lou took over after
But
that.
Dave Mackay won. He was
Dave
in
Mackay
the
would have
mix
been in
as
the
well.
mix
and
somewhere.
Oh, was he before Lou or after?
He was blimey. Yeah, he was definitely before. It was Pendrey, Mackay, and then Lord Louis and Terry Cooper and Barry.
Dave Mackay,
Fry.
you'd think
so many
he'd be,
managers.
as a player, you'd think he'd be a great manager.
Well, he did win the championship, didn't he, for Derby?
Yeah.
But
But
that was really
he was-
Brian Clough's team.
He was just so
Really
boring. He was, he'd put you to sleep.
What were your managers
Yeah,
like?
no. He was just there, and he had no intensity about him. He was-
Did he join in the training? Was he?
no, not at all.
Oh.
Never got shorts on his life.
Blimey.
I think somebody said because he used to. Well, I don't know if he used to like it, but he'd been in Saudi Arabia for years as well.
Oh, okay.
And he just used to sit there watching. And never ever join in. Never ever. And like you got team talks, he boys to death. He was absolutely. You'd think Dave Mackay, his reputation, wouldn't you?
Absolutely, yeah. Absolute
But he-
legend of the game.
He was absolutely boring.
Oh, right.
So,
So who was the most charismatic manager that you
well, I
played
Ron
under?
Saunders. I love Ron
Yeah.
Saunders. He had a reputation hard as now. He was.
Yeah.
But he'd get you in the dressing room and he'd tell you a joke. He was so
Yeah.
different. But as soon as the press were there or something, he'd be, we used to do the running with the habit like an army
Yeah.
on our backs, and he was a sergeant major. But as soon as you got him in the change room, he was good as gold. He's funny as anything. But he signed me 3 times, so he knows a good player.
Nothing like a bit of modesty.
He knows a good player.
And he was built like a brick outhouse. And
Oh,
he was a
he's
fit
like,
guy,
yeah,
wasn't he?
he
Saunders?
was,
Yeah.
Yeah, so going back to the 91 Cup final then. Any reasons why you didn't get played?
Oh, this is a story. Well, Lou McCarthy was in charge then, wasn't he?
Absolutely,
So we get to our first cup final for 40 years.
Yeah, since 56.
Where do we stay? Reading University to save money. Reading University we stayed. No tellies. We went in his room. No tellies. There was nothing. It was just a single. It was university because I was on holiday and there was one bed there and nothing. First final for years. 40,000 Blues.
Yeah.
And we're at Reading University. So what we did the day before the game, he said, well, this is 8 of the players that are going to play. This is the team. He said, there's 2 places left. He said, so whoever runs round this pitch 3 times the quickest,
You're joking.
he's playing. He's
That's
in
how
the
he
team.
picked the other 2 players?
Yeah. So Dean Pearl won. And somebody, and I come last thing. So.
Well, he'd have had
What
a
a
big
whack.
anyway, wouldn't he, 15?
I swear to God, we tried
What a
in the
way to
morning.
pick a team.
And he was
Good
sort of-
idea.
He said,
Because I would
yeah, the quickest 2
any
rounds.
level. That is a joke. Oh,
But I didn't like Lou McCarthy one little length.
So
really?
you
What
wouldn't say-
was he like? What didn't you like about Lou?
It was just run.
Really?
And he's on the radio now, and he talks all this about football
Yeah.
tactics and that. And when he was at the Blues, he just make you run up and down non-stop. That was it.
Did you never see a ball rubbing your second time he went
Not
to
with Lou
Birmingham?
McCarthy, not really. And I was getting on a bit then as well.
Yeah.
So I was, the old fitness was starting to go, and too much of the old pop was catching up on me.
Who were the characters in that dressing room there in the 91 group? Because I mean, in the 80s, there were a team of characters, a team of captains. In the 90s, what were the guys? They were quite a young team as well, weren't they?
Yeah.
Gailey was there, wasn't
You had big Galley scored
Yeah.
goals. You had Vince Overson.
Yeah.
So,
What did he have for breakfast that day?
Who?
John Gale to score them 2 goals.
Oh, I tell you, John, he was a colossus, wasn't he?
great goal.
Oh,
That overhead kick, it's one of the best
I bet he hasn't
weapons
scored
I've
one.
ever seen.
Simon
Tell you what.
Sturridge was sub, wasn't he? He went on Simon Sturridge.
no, Studge started, didn't he?
He started.
Studge and Gailey
he?
played up
Yeah.
front because he played the ball. I mean, we won 3-2, didn't Gailey? Didn't he? He flicked a ball through, and Simon scored the first goal. Is my memory right there?
No, he flicked it through.
Or was it the other way?
I think, didn't he?
Honestly,
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, it's like almost a generation ago, and it's such a long time ago, and without looking.
The only thing, one of the things that still sticks in my
Studge
mind
was
from
definitely
that
playing.
day, just after the final whistle, was when you walked on the pitch and everybody that was in there was singing the I Hoppy song. Absolutely cracking.
Yeah,
and I do remember that.
Well, I thought he might have put me on for 10 seconds just to...
So just to finish your career off was
Well,
almost.
the thing is, we did the, the open bus stop thing
Oh, tell us
Yes.
about that. Right?
on the Monday.
Yeah, but you was late, weren't you?
Oh, I've been out.
Why don't you answer all the questions, Gab?
I've been out.
He Tell us
I've
that.
been out all night, hadn't I? So
No.
I'm in the pub, you know, where McDonald's is
It's a
now.
watering hole, wasn't it?
Watering
It's a
hole.
watering hole. This is I'm in there from the night before, 10 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden I'm looking at them and the coaches are going past. I said, I'm supposed to be on there. It was a team coach who had gone from the ground. So I legged it outside, running up the road. I said to a couple, I'm supposed to be on there. He says, of course you are, son. Yeah. And if it wasn't for Simon Sturridge and somebody else saying he's supposed to be here, they wouldn't have let me on, so I had to leg it to actually get on the team bus.
Mind you, it's fair to say, if you'd have run as quick to get that team bus as you did round Reading, you might have started with me up.
There you go.
Cracker.
Oh,
Cracker. So you and Lou wouldn't exchange Christmas gifts then?
It's just surprised me how it was just, you know, it's all physical running. There was nothing tactical whatsoever. I mean, and you listen to him on the radio now. He's brilliant. Tactical, you know, what Man United have done on that.
Yeah.
I wish he'd have done that when, you know, he was with us. You know, try to help us tactical-wise instead of just trying to kill us, running marathons.
How much of a difference as a player does that make up? You know, when you're in there, the team talks. And
Well, you want to
the
feel
tactics.
wanted.
Yeah.
You know, players like kids, and
Yeah.
if a manager just said, go and run up there.
Yeah.
You want to say, you want managers. I think Redknapp's probably brilliant at it. Looking at,
Yeah.
you know, you're brilliant. You want to. John Bond used to, to be honest, you're brilliant. You're great, and that's what players want to hear. You know,
Yeah.
a bit of confidence, and not go and run round the pitch 25 times.
Yeah.
Well, that's why my football career never took off.
You couldn't kick a ball in anger. That's why you're.
I don't think it could happen now. The game's changed so much. You don't run.
I
round
don't
pitches
understand
anymore.
quite why the whole studio broke out into laughter then.
Yeah, I don't think you don't run around pitches anymore up hills. It's all ball work, and it's completely changed. The game's completely changed.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it is a game of football, ain't it? And you need to introduce the ball into training. I mean, if all you can do is run uphill and down dale, you know, you might as well go and have an athletics side.
Saying that about the coach thing as well. After we won Wembley '91,
Yeah,
the next day was it next day we had the
at the open.
open top
Yeah,
say, and one of the Kumars gave me a lift home. Said, "What you written about next season? What we're going to do?" And it was brilliant.
Yeah.
Talking about what we're going to do. So the Tuesday morning, I got a telegram saying you're sacked.
Wait again.
We don't want you no more.
So he'd picked
24 hours before he's saying, what
Yeah.
you written next season?
Yeah, he'd picked your brains about all.
It was telegrams in them days.
Oh, yeah.
They give you, you know.
And he sold you
I've still got the telegram saying you are no longer wanted at the club. Or something.
All right, one question before we go for half time.
Question. Okay, we go. Do you have any regrets about your football career?
Absolutely loads.
Yeah.
Absolutely loads. How long we got?
What's your biggest one up?
Biggest one.
I hate to say, I shouldn't have gone back to the Blues.
Yeah.
No matter how much I loved that club, the second time the Blues it was a disaster, the old place.
Yeah.
And my head done it. I'd done it for less money.
Yeah.
I was at the Albion. I'd done it for a lot less money, and you think it's the same all the time.
Yeah.
So, and I was upset, and you know, but that was probably it.
It was about those times.
That's
I took my
terrible.
ex-missus to her first game and went down for a pie at half time. They served on a piece of ripped up cardboard box.
Yeah,
And you were
I
playing.
couldn't believe it. I was just so shocked. I was in shock for ages.
You were played all over the place as well. They even played you right back.
I
Didn't
played
they?
right back. I played every position one season, barring goal.
Yeah.
So after Blues, then you shot off to Shrewsbury, Hong Kong. What was it like playing out there?
Yeah, Blues. I went to. Did I go straight to Hong Kong? Yeah.
Shrewsbury first, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Shrewsbury.
John Bond signed me at Shrewsbury, to be honest, yeah. And he signed me, and the first day, he signed me a 2-year contract. First day I went there, he said, don't know why I've signed you. He said, I don't know where to play. Because, as you said, Gabby, the years before, I'd played right back, left back, centre half. I didn't have a position, so he signed me. I think because Fred Davis was there at the time.
Yeah.
And Fred was okay. He said, I don't know why I've signed you. I don't know where I'm going to play you. So all this season, I played again, left back, right back, and I was all over the place. So at the end of the season, and John Bond said, I don't really need you because you haven't got a position.
Yeah.
So he said, go to Hong Kong if you want. And I thought, well, great. So, you know.
Didn't you think that was a bit extreme at the time? You know,
You usually get sent to Coventry, don't you?
we don't want you to sign for any more Midlands clubs. Just go to Hong Kong.
Remember Jim Hagan? Jim Hagan, the right
Yeah, the Irish lad won.
Well, he was over there. It was his connection.
Okay.
And this team needed a forward. He said, whatever you do, don't say you're right back, left back, Sarah. You're a forward.
Yeah.
So I went to this Chinese stuff, and I got there, and I'm the biggest in the team, aren't I? So
They are as
I'm the tallest in the team. So
You're in Ziggage.
and it was absolutely brilliant. It was the best year. I had a year there.
Oh, right.
But like getting into private things, I had a bit of woman trouble.
Yeah.
So I had to come back.
Yeah.
Which was somebody said, "What's the biggest mistake you've ever made?" I think forget the Blues one. I think that was because I had another year contract in Hong Kong, but I had a woman trouble there, so I had to come back. So I came back for 2 weeks and tried to get back again. And to be fair, like, there was honest people in Hong Kong said you can't go home because I missed the semi-final. Because you can't go home and miss the semi-final. So they just told you sod off. Like. But the funniest thing in Hong Kong, the first game we won, so they'd bring a brown envelope in, so you've won.
Right.
So it'd be $50 or so. So you've won a game, well done. Like they talk about gambling. So the third or fourth game we lost about 6-0, and they brought this envelope in. It was about $200.
Oh,
So
right.
you lost it. That was gambling, wasn't there? So obviously the owners had put us down to lose.
Oh, right.
So we got a bigger bonus to lose. So,
Well, they've always been a little bit like that, haven't they?
so it was a great movie. Oh,
Allegedly, yeah.
allegedly.
Yeah,
But
the lights go out
It was
as
an
well.
absolute brilliant place. I'd love to have stayed there. That was probably my biggest mistake, to be honest.
Oh, right.
Well, on the Hong Kong theme, then I've just been talking to my dear friend over there,
Yeah, okay. Right.
and so far, what we know is the Carson Young trial is still scheduled to go ahead on the 29th, I believe it to be.
Yeah, I'll buy when I see it.
And there is an announcement going to be made this coming Friday. You heard it here first.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah.
All right.
I won't be holding my breath.
Yeah, and
You don't. No, what a shame.
It could just be put off again.
Yeah, I think
It
it
could
will
be,
be.
but what I'm saying is that there's supposed to be an announcement
Well,
made on Friday.
let's just wait and see. You know my scepticism with the current
Well, to be honest,
ownership and stuff,
I know
I'm
Johnny
getting fed up
Palladini
about it.
really well, and
Yeah.
I'd love him to buy the club.
Yeah.
I know it's not him, but John, he is a Blues fan. He used
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
I've known him from Birmingham years ago.
Yeah.
His kids are Blues fans,
Yeah.
and he knows everybody. And if nothing else, it's nice to have local people.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, maybe not so much money,
Yeah.
but like, I'd love Johnny Palladini to take over the Blues.
But again, Hoppy, when you're looking at the money thing, okay, people think, well, it's either like somebody like Man City's owners or nothing. You know, there's a middle ground. There's a way of getting somebody like Palladini that's got a backing with a
Not
reasonable,
millions, yeah,
it's
just
a
look after
reasonable
the
amount,
club.
and
You know
and
they're gonna
manage,
look after the
yeah,
club.
manage the club properly. Someone that's got it.
He's
When I-
local. He lives local, so he can't really, mess the
Escape,
club
can
up.
he?
Yeah.
Because he lives. He doesn't live far from Solihull.
Well, yeah.
Well,
I mean, he used to. I picked up him a few times when I was on the taxi.
He's a nice
He was an
guy,
agent.
yeah.
Well, many times he was flying out to have a look at a player, and we thought to
he
bring
can't
him
be
back
any
to
worse
Birmingham
than what
City.
we've got now, can he?
No, and I'll tell you what I like as well. The idea of Big Ron coming in with him as a
That's what
kind
he's
of.
talking.
You know, what's your opinion of that?
I agree. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, I do.
Just as an advisor, whatever. I mean, why not?
I mean, Ron Atkinson must be.
It's more local, is it?
Yeah,
Ron
exactly.
Atkinson knows every club, doesn't he?
But I mean, you
He's done
played for
brilliant.
Ron as well, didn't you?
He's the only manager that's made me captain.
Yeah.
Yeah, made me captain.
What was he like as a manager?
He's good fun. He's a joker. He's exactly the same
Yeah.
as he comes across. He's exactly the same. So I don't know why they call him Big Ron. He's no bigger than me.
No, to be honest, I mean, he
He's a
ain't
big
that
guy,
big,
but
is
yeah,
he, really? I mean,
big Rob.
I've interviewed him a few times, and he's
He's great bloke. Though.
tremendous. But I think it's more of his personality, isn't
Yeah.
it? You know, and I
That's
think,
why the Big Ron comes
oh
with
yeah,
personality. Yeah.
and I think that Ron could possibly, with Gianni, bring to Birmingham what we need, similar to what Barry Fry did in them
There's
days.
every chance that that's not going to happen, though.
Well, probably not knowing our luck, but there you go.
Anyway, we've got 3
Couldn't
questions come through. So, GA, if you're...
Okay, first question is... okay, I'll have to read that one as well. I'm Pammy Anderson, the streaker up at Bolton. Do you remember?
I do actually. Yeah.
Go on then, Rob, elaborate on that.
What's your phone number again?
I think there's more women in trouble.
You just clip it on the end saying, did you fancy me? But
Did you, Rob?
What's your phone number?
I think that's a yes.
I remember it well.
what does Hoppy feel about the atmosphere now compared to how it was back in the 80s and 90s?
Well, it's just not there, is it? And you can't just say it's a Blues ground. It's every single ground, isn't it? Seating, whatever. I watched the Blues Villa game when we beat them 2-1 the other night. It's on the Blues archives thing. Harold Gow scored. And the atmosphere, you could just hear it non-stop.
Absolutely
intense. Scary, wasn't it?
But then you get the Villa games, and it's back there. You know what I mean? I really missed the Villa. I've never missed a Blues Villa game. You know, never missed one. And it's back. The atmosphere's back then, isn't it? You know, but you go down Millwall. It's never going to be the same. But people say it's just the Blues, but it's everywhere, isn't it?
It's the same. Next question is, what does Hoppy think about the current crop of young players?
I think they're brilliant. Some I think it's great. You got the kid who come on, the Irish kid on Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got 2 or 3, 4 of them. Some of them, they do look small, you know, because we played Millwall, and they were the biggest team in the world.
Yeah.
But I'd rather see these kids come through than paying whatever for players who are there for 6 months and say get lost. Yeah. I wish we'd do it more. And I think if not being funny, Palladino and Ron coming. I think there'll be more local stuff. But it's down to supporters. You got to have patience, because the kids.
Yeah.
You've got to have a lot of patience.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say, yeah, we'll have patience. But, and after a few games, they moan. But a couple of years' time and keep them together, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah. I think we got the nuclear. I think something is working. The
we have
academy
got some
is
kids.
doing well.
We have got some.
I mean, we got the Kobe Arthur that come on, and
he looks exciting little.
Yeah, he looks. I think give him a few games under his belt.
It's too early yet, though.
Well, of course it is.
You only have to look at him and say it's too early.
Oh yeah,
a lot of people were moaning the fact that he come on in such a high-profile game, but I don't know. Chuck him in. I
It's the best way to look. My first game was 17.
Yeah.
Probably said, "Is that little pipsqueak with the Blues badge on?"
But no, you know, at any age, if they're ready, just put them in, and they either sink or they swim. But I think there's a player in that young man.
Yeah, as long as we can keep them though, that's with the financial
But that's
position.
the thing. If they do well, all of a sudden people
Yeah.
want to sign them. Like Redmond now. What's going to happen?
Yeah.
Well, again, that's why it's so important to get the ownership sorted out, because everything else is, you know, you don't really know where
It
you're
won't be
going.
sorted out on Friday. All I'm saying is that I do know that there's an announcement being made.
Have we any idea what this announcement is likely to be?
No.
No, okay.
It's not that Hoppy's going to sign again, is it?
Help the kids.
I tell you what, Hoppy or Ziggy up front, I'd have Hoppy.
I've got a game Saturday at Starbridge.
Sunday
at
night.
as well.
I've got a question as well, if that's alright.
Yeah, of
Oh,
course.
sure, you carry on, mate.
Yeah, what's the best team talk you've ever had, and who gave it?
That is a good question.
I think it was me probably just before we kicked in.
The most can I say the most unusual? I was saying to Gabby earlier, when Muhammad Ali he opened the centre in Birmingham.
Yes.
Remember?
I remember he went to Warwick. He went to Warwick as well at the same time. So
And he came in the dressing room.
late 70s was it?
It must have been after that.
No, it's got to be
because
80s.
Blues,
Hoppy
it must be
will,
80s.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
About 83 onwards.
But all of a sudden he walked in the dressing room. Muhammad, what more inspiration do you want?
Yeah.
And he tried to give a talk. You know, he's slurring a bit. Even then, but just for him to be there. But that's the most, you know, Muhammad. I've got his signature somewhere. But
That's worth a bob or two.
yeah, but team talks, whatever. Ron Saunders always done it individual. He never give a, you know, he's come to. Everybody's different, but some of the most. Well, I mean, Dave McCarver just bored you to death, to be honest.
Yeah.
So people can drag on and drag on and drag on. But sometimes I watch that, you know, the Liverpool one. That was a bit uninspiring,
I've
wasn't it?
never seen that, to be
No.
fair, that
Did you-
programme.
what's it, the Liverpool manager?
Yeah, it's
really
yeah.
uninspiring now. But every manager is different, you know. I mean, I used to take no notice anyway.
I was going to say
You just
that.
burn coffee, just
Because, you know, when you're just ready, there's a few minutes to, you're going out, and you're focusing, you're getting into the zone. Are you really listening to what
No.
people are saying, or are you just like
No.
blanking, they're like ready to go on the
you
pitch?
don't listen. But I think a lot of them now have the old head things on. They don't listen.
Really?
Yeah. So I think they just do their own bits now.
So even if the manager is foreign, it don't make that much difference because no one's listening anyhow.
Yeah, it's a good question, but the weirdest one was Muhammad Ali coming in.
Yeah, and also, what's the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
Never wear a Villa shirt.
Quality answer. Funniest thing that happened at half time in the dressing room? Any funny things that happened at half time in the dressing room?
Not really, no. Half time.
What were you lot?
Half time. The best one is full time. The day Villa beat us 1-0 at Villa Park.
Yeah.
Peter We've scored. It was the day Steve McMahon.
Yeah.
He didn't break Broad's leg, but Broad's never played again after that.
Yeah.
He never played. So that was we lost 1-0. I think it was a penalty.
Blakey missed a penalty, didn't he?
Blakey missed a penalty. Yeah. I mean, we must be struggling if Blakey's taking penalties. I mean, we must be struggling for players. So full-time there's loads of punch-ups going on in the pitch now. And at Villa Park, you have to go upstairs to the change room. So the Villa players are going up, we're kicking them, and so they went in the change room, and we're going in the change rooms. We're going mad. And they're locking themselves in the toilets and everything. It was complete mayhem. So I mean, these days, they'd be complete. You'd be cameraed, wouldn't you?
Oh, without a doubt. You'd be up on it.
But we was in their change room.
All of you?
All of us, all the Blues lads. Because Broads have been stretching off.
Yeah, I know.
Steve McMahon, it was a really bad... Broads was never the same after that.
No. Because a lot of us fans, we thought that was the one that finished Broad's career, but Kev was in the studio and he told us that it wasn't.
No, he played again after.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. But that was, that was an awful challenge, and I mean that was the first trial by television. Do you remember
that? Got booked.
I can't remember, but what I do remember, in front of us, we were all in the Whitton end, and McMahon had come over to shake Noel Blake's hand, and Blakey nutted him and put him down, didn't he?
Yeah. And McMahon said something about his...
allegedly.
That's the story, allegedly.
Yeah, but then Blakey nutted him, and then Gary Newman at Central...
Gary Newman...
They had to give the video evidence.
They carried on up the steps and into their change rooms again, so we was in Villa's change rooms for there after.
Well, probably around about the same kind of time Baz would have been on the...
Hold on, we've just got to do something. So I just had to do a mad Forza. What do you think about the Forza group, Hoppy? The guys that are trying to get the atmosphere back to Birmingham City. I mean, that's what this radio show is. It's like the Forza show. And just say...
I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, first thing I said to you, did Villa do one? They don't do one, do they?
We don't know of anybody else that does one. Not like this.
Oh, I see.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking specifically about the radio show.
No, well, everything really. I mean,
everything in general.
The old locks. I mean, now we're the BCFC collective. We've got the Made in Brum, the fanzine, and Made in Brum fanzine.com.
It's all coming together.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's all part of the same experience and the same
back
movement.
on you, what do you think about the crowds? I can't work out if they're going up, going down.
No,
we seem to get a good one.
Yeah, I know. I think there's an absolute apathy, Rob. To be honest, I think.
Right, what's gone on behind the scenes at the club has affected so many people in such a bad way.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I love going. I think going. God.
Have you enjoyed this season as a fan, watching the football?
No.
Have you enjoyed it?
No. But
so what do you love about going?
Just being there. It's just the day, innit? Like, you're going to the Blues. You're going to stand at the top and look down, and the green grass and the blue and white chairs and the smell of the burgers, the Made in Brum as you come round the club. It's just me day out, man. It's like what I do. It's me life.
I mean, I'll tell you what. I must admit, from all the years of watching the Blues, I love the Blues more today than I've ever done at any period in my life. But it's like going to see a sick relative in hospital, isn't it?
I think I like what's going on.
What do you think of the modern game and today's players? How long do you think you would have lasted in today's game?
I wouldn't have lasted very long. Most of the players wouldn't. It's a completely different game. It's not like Kevin Broad's tackle.
Yeah.
Steve McMahon didn't even get booked.
Yeah.
I mean, you get done for GBH in them days and they'll let you off.
Nick's gone.
The game was completely changed.
Nick's gone.
Well, you have to adapt to the game, don't you?
Oh yeah, I mean your suspensions for a start, Rob. You always had more points than the Blues, didn't you, by Christmas?
They used to give you 4 points.
Yeah.
If you was booked, or sent off was £6 or something. And the one season they used to send you the bookings through by post. The one season I was working out, I had 40 odd pints, and the Blues only had 32 or something.
You were top of the league.
I was in Europe.
Oh dear.
But it's only like the players. I mean, one thing I've said to you, Gary, before. One thing I hate is people kiss the badge.
Yeah.
Proper supporters don't like. I mean, the most important thing is not the name of the player on the back. It's the badge on the front.
Yeah, that's one of my.
I don't care about people.
One of my favourite
people's
sayings to footballers is, "You play for the badge on the front, and we'll remember the name on the back."
Yeah, exactly.
That's very
Forget
true.
the name. I don't care about the name on the badge.
You've stole it off me, have you?
But also in touching back in as it was back then, you had a broken leg, didn't you, against Bournemouth? And, I mean, what kind of?
Well,
they never looked after you
it's
at all.
cool. I broke my leg and
I just managed to let them go at you.
from the back. But I didn't get straight. Two stewards carried me off, and I went in the change room. No doctor, nothing. I've broken my leg, and I said, "What do I do?" They said, the physio went back to watch the game. So I'm sitting there with a broken leg. My mate come in. I said, "What should I do?" I had to get a taxi to the hospital. I've got a broken leg. I'm still in my kit.
Right.
So I went to Birmingham Hospital.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
This is from St Andrews. Is that
Yeah.
Still in my kids.
Yeah.
I said, can't fix your leg. They haven't paid the bill, the Blues.
Oh, so it's private.
So I had to come back and get a letter saying we'll pay you. Went back again. They said, well, they owe us. We can't do your leg. So I went to NHS and got it done there. 4 hours I waited.
I mean, but again, when you're asking the question,
They wouldn't fix my leg because the Blues hadn't paid the bill.
the game back then to the game now, there is such a disparity.
Well, you've basically got an hospital on site now.
Yeah, but I mean, we're talking with Hoppy then, like.
So I ended up, I think, at East Birmingham or something, like a footballer.
Imagine that now.
4 hours.
You sit in the East Birmingham and like Nathan Redmond comes in with it's just a ridiculous situation of how players back then.
They just left me.
And also now, since you've left the game, you're in the Blues legends and stuff, and Broads and Tom have looked after you.
That's the biggest honour of my life.
Yeah.
I got voted into that. I mean, when you think the club's been going 135 years, how many players had? Thousands.
Yeah.
And there's 18 photos in the club's legends lane, and I'm one of them.
Yeah.
One of 18, and thousands of brilliant players.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of crap players as well.
Yeah.
But like the honour when my picture's on there,
But
I can't
again,
believe it when I see it.
I mean, you're right, Rob. I mean, thousands of players, but not many that showed us your passion.
Well, I was
wore
never
that
the best
shirt.
player in the world.
Yeah.
I'll admit that.
Yeah.
Every game, I'd give your best. That's all you should ask for.
And that's all fans want.
That's it. Yeah.
That's all we ask for. And it go on there, wear our shirt, and do it for us. And Hoppy always did.
Can you see the football bubble bursting soon?
No, I can't. To be honest, it just keeps going up, doesn't it? Non-stop going up.
Yeah.
There's another. It's gone up. Has it increased next year? Hasn't it? The Sky and
Yeah.
Every team now apparently gets more than Man City did for winning it last year. Next season.
apparently your second
That's
and third
ridiculous.
division players are still on.
Yeah.
As I say, proper money, hundreds, not thousands. So I think they get mixed up. So, but the thing that gets me when I meet people, say, "Oh, you're an ex-footballer." Everybody thinks I'm loaded,
Yeah. So
ex-footballer.
go on then. Be straight. What was the most you ever took from a game?
£500 a week.
£500. There you go. What a quality guy.
Honestly, but
Perfect, mate. Brilliant. Quality.
that's what these guys
Real
used to
good
earn in them
names.
days.
When I went to Man City, £500 a week.
Yeah.
That's the most I've ever
Most you earned at Blues?
I was on 400 first time, or 350, but I took a cut the second time from West Brom. I was on 500 at Man City, 500 at West Brom, and I went to Blues for about 400, but they said you can have a win bonus for 100 to match it up.
That made
But I never got that win bonus. They're like, that's a big mistake, in the win bonus.
Yeah, and then playing you right back.
But £500 a week, yeah.
Wow.
But, to be honest,
Yeah.
1981, 82, 83.
That wasn't
That
a vast amount of money. It wasn't a vast amount of money. Like,
I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining whatsoever.
No, not at all. I'm sure, but like in comparison to the 60, 70,000 that some of them get now, and the 200,000 and 300,000 some of them get now, a week. Do we need that?
And let's be honest, some
Don't
of
start
these,
with Gabby, I'll be
no,
here
but
for
some
weeks.
of these players, we can be here all night. We
No,
can
we
drop
can't.
off up at the pub in the
I'd say
big pub.
£500 a week was a lot of money in there.
Yeah.
To be honest.
But
Yeah.
you know, they're getting 70, 80,000 pounds just as squad players.
I wouldn't
these
change a
days.
thing anyway. I
No,
wouldn't change a thing.
and, you know, I've never heard any player that would change because you played in the right, you know, in an age where football was pure and we could relate
Well,
to
on my
them.
deathbed, I played for the club of love, and
You can't be fair in that.
And not only that, we loved you while you was there.
Of course we did.
And we still love him now. Ladies and gents, one and only Mr. Robert Hopkins.
From the Tilton, we'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Birmingham's the team, down at St Andrews, we are all supporters of our team. We chanted Super Blues, ringing all around. Now all you blue boys know what we mean. We are the lads from the Tilton, we'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Let's see you in the cup, singing our song, helping and sharing the load. It's worth a point of roll when we sing together. We're there at the end of the road. We are the lads from the Tilton, we'll support you till the end of the day.